You want to do something different. You want to celebrate your folks, your people, or you're having a birthday party, having a anniversary party, anniversary dinner. You know what you need to do? You need to call your boy. Call your boy. Let's bring in Charles Phillips from Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Captain, what's happening? What's good?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, DP on this fine Wednesday morning.
Ain't it
How you
though?
doing?
Ain't it though, bro? I'm looking at pictures. So here's what happens. So when I go to your website, and of course, it there's this compilation of pictures of the things that they offer. And
Yes, sir.
here's the only problem I have, Charles, that I have not tried everything.
That's a good problem to have.
Like because I've fallen in love with the girl, right? I've fallen in love with the fried chicken, and that's my regular. Like that's my girl, right?
It absolutely is.
Right?
We we appreciate it too.
like we are in a relationship. Like me and your fried chicken are in a relationship, and I feel like it would be cheating for me to go elsewhere. But there's so many things that I haven't tasted. So what are you focusing on today? What's on the menu for later today?
Well, as if you didn't know, today is our Wing Wednesday where we do 75-cent wings all night long from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. And tonight we are bringing a new wing
Uh oh.
to our 93.7 ticket listeners.
Uh oh.
Uh, we are bringing our Mary Ellen's garlic parmesan.
Let's just let that marinate for a second. Okay. 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 So what would we have? And as every great main event has to have a co-feature. What are you putting? What do you suggest next to these delicious wings? What's the thing that you suggest they come and get?
Well, what a lot of people do is they get our crinkle fries, but
Mm-hmm.
our regulars love to pair our wings with all of our sides because we change them up daily.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight you'll see some Brussels sprouts, our
Okay.
pecan encrusted Brussels sprouts.
Uh-huh.
You may want to pair our wing with our sweet potatoes, with our collard greens,
Okay.
with our mac and cheese,
Okay.
with our baked beans.
Go ahead.
Let's see, we got some roasted baby carrots coming tonight as well.
Okay.
So you got a lot of choices to throw with a wing, but only 75 cents. I mean, you can get a boatload of them, and it doesn't hurt your wallet. We do this special because we love our Mary Ellen's family. We love our 93.7 ticket family. So come on down, get your wing, maybe a nice adult beverage. You know, it's Wednesdays.
It's Wednesday. Are you doing catfish today?
We are doing catfish today. Yes,
Huh.
we're doing catfish.
Uh-huh.
Uh, let's see what else we got going on. We're doing the fried chicken as well.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled pork. We did just roast a bunch of whole chickens. So we'll be doing pulled chicken sandwiches as well to go along with those wings if you want a variety of things. So it's not only wing night. We got a bunch of things to pair up with those in case you don't want those wings tonight.
All right. And real talk, a buddy of mine came down, and he got the baked beans. And he said that it took him a minute to realize that those were the baked beans because he thought it was just a dipping sauce. And he says if the baked beans was just as good as the sauce and dipped in wings. He said, I didn't know what it was. And he said, I realized it was baked beans, and then I lost my mind. So listen, I don't know what magical thing you're putting in there. Also, um, who's making the cornbread? Is that your mom? Who's doing that?
Well, that's my wife's family recipe.
Uh huh.
My wife makes all of the cornbread that you get here.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually making a batch right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our way to Norris High School in Firth
Mm-hmm.
with the food truck.
Uh huh.
So yes, she also makes the baked beans. That's her wife's aunt's recipe, and it is truly magical. I haven't had any baked beans like that until I met my wife. So if you haven't tried the baked beans, I tell you it is a out of earth experience.
How do you do?
It's
How do you do the the spaghetti? How often do you do it?
We try to do it bi-weekly, every so often. It's an item that people really ask us for. We wish we could put it on the menu more often, but we have so many things to offer and so many things that people love. We have to give everything its just due. So every other weekend. So this Sunday we'll be featuring spaghetti as well.
Let me ask you, kind sir, in between your morning prep and 4 o'clock opening the doors, and you'll have the food truck. What time are you taking the food truck out to Norris?
We'll be at Norris at 11 o'clock,
Okay,
and then we'll be at Malcolm High School at 4 p.m. So
4
we
p.m.
have a pretty busy day.
You got a busy day. Okay, so Sunday next week, before I'm going to go to Salt Lake on Wednesday, but sometime Monday, Tuesday, we need a like a delivery. We need to stop by. We need a Charles Phillips special delivery of some meals so we can do that. And I haven't tried the shrimp and grits there yet either, so my apologies.
DP. Oh my
And
goodness.
I'm a fan. Like I'm a fan. So yeah.
Tell you what we're gonna do. The 16th.
Okay.
The 16th. We're coming by
Okay.
with some special things. I'm not even gonna tell you what I'm bringing.
Please don't.
But Tuesday morning, because I'm looking at my calendar and it's looking pretty open.
Okay.
So Tuesday the 16th, expect to see us at the station. You said you'll be in town.
I'll be in
Are you taking
town.
off?
I'll be in
Okay.
town. I will be here on Tuesday. It is Christmas in August. Santa Charles is going to bring some Mary Ellen's food for the soul by the station, bro. I need to hook you up with the Salt Dogs. We had Brett Jody, their skipper, their manager, on, and he has not enjoyed you, and we need to get you in front of him and their players. So we'll talk about that as well.
Mary Ellen's loves the salt dogs. We'd love the opportunity to fix the salt dogs a place.
Yeah.
You hook that up, DP. I'm all for it.
I got you, bro. I got you. Listen, man, I will see you sometime before this week is out, but good. I will also see you next Tuesday. Bro, we appreciate you. We love you. And thank you for what you do and how you do it. It means the world, man. It really does.
All right, DP. You take care. Enjoy this Wednesday.
Yes, sir. That is Charles Phillips from Maryland's Food for the Soul. Again, if you're out near Norris High School, there's a shot. The food truck's out there. There's a chance. Now you can make a plan. If you're out that way, find the food truck as well. And then the doors open to the brick and mortar at 4 o'clock down here as well. This stuff is so good.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to come by again.
Yeah,
it's been too long since we've had Mary Ellen.
It's so good. But yeah, I want him to get a chance to feed the Salt Dogs, those players. Again, those are guys that are somewhere else, like they're from somewhere else, and they're here. We can hook it up, and then we're going to hook him up with the stars as well to get those young people. So it's good stuff. From the text line, Sanderson said my wife went back to work at Norris today, and they're providing food trucks for the staff. Yep. Tell her, let her know. Get that Mary Ellen's. Bring some extra home. Put it in the fridge. Although I'm not sure it would last in the refrigerator. Teachers tend to.
If you put your name on it, that doesn't work.
No,
it's like roommates.
No,
college roommates will take all your stuff.
No, scavengers, full scavengers, man. Not to. Thomas and Lincoln want some Panthers talk. Wants to know who will be the starter in Carolina. It better be Baker Mayfield.
I think it's pretty. Yeah.
It better be Baker Mayfield. Like you went through all that. Why bring him in? First of all, I'm pretty sure a part of the conversation to get him there was that he would have the job to lose, and that was the word out of Charlotte. Sunday was that it was Baker's job to lose. I try to be easy on people. I've given Sam Darnold several chances to impress me enough that why I believe in what he's doing. But quite frankly, I would rather. I'm a much bigger Baker fan as a football thrower and as a leader than Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I think he's more accomplished already. Now, to be fair to Sam Darnold, he's played for the Jets, which it's been pretty tough for any quarterback suiting up for that team as of late. But yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, once Sam Darnold unfortunately had his injury last year, I kind of heard it from a lot of talk around the league was just he's he's probably going to get a little bit more comfy into being a backup in the NFL, and that's probably might be what Darnold. I mean, he needs to impress to get another chance as a starter.
Are you saying that about Darnold, or are you saying that about Baker?
Darnold.
The Darnold as a backup, like I think he can do like a full 10-year run,
right,
as a backup quarterback and a
Good
part-time starter.
Oh yeah,
a part-time starter.
oh yeah.
Well, he'll have to change contract. Like he's not. Like he's
Right,
under a fat contract right now. And I'm not sure there's many people that are going to pick that up. I mean, there was conversation last night that since Kareem Hunt wanted out of Cleveland, that they would try to work a deal with the Niners to get Jimmy G, to get them through the quarterback situation. I was also surprised that the Steelers did not make that move as well.
Steelers already have 3 guys in there.
Yeah, but those 3 guys don't equal a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if you're gonna go with Pickett as your guy and just say, hey, my rookie, I'm just gonna throw my rookie out here. That's gonna be the guy. Let's see if he can do it or not. You kind of know what Trubisky is, right? Like you kind of know what that is. Now, again, he may be a different guy under Tomlin. I'll give that credit. Maybe he's a different guy under Tomlin, but none of them shake the rafters. Like as a defensive coordinator, I'm not really bothered if I got a game plan for any of those quarterbacks.
It's Jimmy G.
Well, Jimmy G's played Super Bowl and almost got a team there a second time. Like, I mean, like,
but he quarterbacks your team. I don't know.
That's a valuable quality in the NFL.
Yeah,
is that can you, as Nebraska fans would say, win the games you're supposed to win with the talent you have around you. Jimmy G's really good at that.
Well, with the 49ers roster, that's what I'm thinking is if you don't have that if that's what if you're a quarterback away, you have the roster and you think you can be competitive, then Jimmy G fits. Are the Steelers that? Are they just a guy that can steady the ship away from competing?
Well, it's the Browns. That's what you need. This is Steelers. That's all you need. You've got a top level defense. You've got some talent around you. Like the 49ers are never really, I mean, think about it. I mean, they've got Debo, but Debo has just evolved into that version of Debo. They're not the most loaded offensive guys in the skill position. Like they're not. Their line does quality work.
Oh yeah.
But Jimmy G's never had, what other quarterbacks have had. I mean, geez, like real talk. And when he did with the Patriots, he put up numbers. And what he's done with San Francisco is admirable because, again, if somebody said the 49ers would be in those situations for those two teams, you'd go, I'm not sure. So he got him there. And then if you're the 49ers and you can go get Kareem Hunt, you go get Kareem Hunt. Like, that changes that whole division with Kareem Hunt in the backfield. So it'll be like this weekend will be big because some stories will happen. Of course, injuries will happen as well. And you'll get to see the teams in their current forms. You can go up and down the roster with NFL teams, and I'm still not sure what you're going to get. Like, I'm still just not sure. To that thinking, I'm not sure what we get with Nebraska. Like nobody's sure what the offense is going to be this year. We don't know what Whipple is going to do. We just don't know. Even if you watch a practice for the 40 minutes that you're watching practice, you're not getting into the analytics and the metrics of what Whipple's going to run. If I asked the listeners, and you guys can tell me, and I'll ask you back if you know, what's their go-to play? What's the play that they're going to run the most and try to run it well the most? What play is it that's going to be the identity of Nebraska's offense? We have zero idea. You know why? Because we don't know what Whipple wants to do. 2, we don't know what he and Mickey Joseph as the passing game coordinator have come up with as ideal, perfect, efficient, effective play calls, schemes and otherwise. Why? Because to a coach, they've said we don't really know who we're going to line up with. Now, they have some idea. There's some idea, but you haven't seen whatever version of this offense they have in mind. We as fans haven't seen it. We haven't seen it under live rounds. We haven't seen it under fire. Like everybody's got a plan until game
Yeah.
one. I mean, Scott Frost told you last year, we had a really good plan until we saw what Illinois was doing, and that plan went out the door.
And they tricked us.
Like that we had a plan. Everything was good.
But how much of that is
We were ready, man. We were ready, and then no.
I think too, to that point, I think that like you're saying, the fans, the media, we don't quite know what they're going to look like. I think the coaches, and this is why I'm a little bit hesitant. I know everybody else is saying weak schedule, dominate, get to Oklahoma, get past that. I think they've got to find out what they can do. I know they've got a plan, but what if they are over-evaluating what their rush blocking can do, or over-evaluating what their pass blocking can do based on who they played just themselves, in pre-camp.
Well,
they don't know what the live bullets
your plan was Nori was going to be your starting left guard. That was one of the few things that you could pencil in, that you could write down in Sharpie.
Yeah.
Well, whoops. Can't do that. And that move creates the chessboard, which what do you do? Do you move somebody else for that position? Do you have somebody prepared for that position? Is there somebody that does the things well at the level that Nori did? Well, the answer is no, because Nori was the starter and it wasn't even a question. Like the things that Nuri did well, they didn't have anybody who did those things as well as he did. That's why he was the set in stone starter, right? And the relationship and the communication between he and Teddy was necessary. Like you had a strong left side because they were familiar. We put Hicks in at center. You figure out who the left guard was, and then Teddy, again, even with only 1 or 1.5 games of full experience, at least they had been working in tandem for that period of time. Mentally, in that time, we don't know. We say we expect Benhart and Corcoran on the other side, but you still have the left side. Like it's just bananas. Like you can move Corcoran over so that you have a strong left side, but then that means you're playing your 6th or 7th best lineman at right guard,
and there
or right tackle.
There, you just feel like they're in. Well, I'd say this because the media was there; they were able to see what was going on. Guys sit out all the time, so this isn't to be an alarm. But Turner Corcoran was in shorts today, and I'm sure they'll get asked about that by the end of the practice. But it does remind you that, man, they're an injury away on the offensive line from
to number 7 to the number. You're already at number 7 because number 6 is going to be your starter.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 2 guys that have played in the past, like started, and Ethan Piper and Trent Hickson.
Well, but Brock Bando started.
Right.
So you've got guys who have put their hand in the turf, under fire in the big room.
But have been passed up.
Right. But they have been passed up. And it's not bad. Maybe your depth is that good. Maybe your top 10 is just that good. But that's not a thing that's being said about Nebraska offensive line.
It didn't look like it last year.
Well, that's not what's being said now about the offensive line, that you're 10 deep. Is Nebraska 10 deep at off the offensive line? The answer could be yes. Quite frankly, we don't know. So we're speaking about things that we don't know. What we do know is that you don't have your top 5. You do have a top 6. We don't know who that top 6 is because they haven't announced who the starting linemen are. Then you've got folks who have contributed and have experience, but are they the guy? Are they the guy? And no. We don't know. We don't know. Then we have enough tape on Casey Thompson to know what he will do under bright lights, big stage, which gives me the most calm of all the things. Now, but that was under a different head coach, under a different coordinator in a different system.
Xavier Worthy and Bijan Robinson out there.
Different system, right? So different pieces around him, different talent, and a different passing coordinator, right? So can you mesh and blend those things into a thing that makes Casey Thompson look like a 30 touchdown, 9 interception guy? Now, the idea is that you can do that and turn him into a 30-9 dude this year. And let me tell you, if Casey Thompson puts up 30 touchdowns or 24 touchdowns, we celebrate. Remember, he put up those numbers. He put up the 24-9 and didn't start every game.
Or was pulled quite a bit.
Right. So, but Can you imagine Nebraska offensively with a 24-9 quarterback? Like, hello,
It'd be nice.
we can do this. You guys know the stats better than I do, but has there ever been a quarterback who put up 24-9 here at Nebraska?
Maybe, but it's few and far between. I think their record for touchdowns in a season is like 26. So I mean, you're pretty close to it right there.
Right, and then how many interceptions did that quarterback throw?
I'd have to go look at.
Right, so text line, you guys can chime in with that and let us know. But I mean, we haven't had that. Then you tell me that the returning so at the tailback position, we don't know who the tailback is. I have an idea about some guys, right? But quite frankly, we have 5 guys who are in the conversation. But the one that we don't know is the guy that's out front currently, apparently. Grant is supposed to be the guy who takes rep 1 day 1. Right? Oh boy. Like we don't know. We can look at his numbers, right? You've got a producer of monumental proportions who came in through the transfer portal. You got another one that appears to be in the fold. You've got a better, more improved Jacquez Yant. You've got a healed, improved, stronger Gabe Urban. You have the consistent, steady, more impressive Ramir Johnson. Right? So what happens from it? What happens from it? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know who's going to. Because guess what? I'll point this out to you as a coach. Is the thing that you learn that, listen, what Grant runs best has to be your best play. Right? You can't have the best play be a play where your best runner isn't on the field. But what if it's not? What if your best play is a play where Gabe Irvin is your best? What do you do? What do you do? Or take a case where Jacquez Yant had the best game of his career against Northwestern. Some people would say it would be really intelligent, coaching to copy success. And hey, man, we might want to have Yant in the game plan. He put up 127 last year, 10 a carry. And if the run game doesn't go well and you had Yant sitting on the sideline holding his helmet, folks are going to ask questions.
Well,
right?
It was awful weird last year when he did that and then didn't get so many reps in the next following games. But then we saw maybe the reason why. So,
I mean, there's depth to all that. So Chris Raff joins in. He says the Gans was 25-11. Zach Taylor was 26-8.
Yeah.
If Casey Thompson is in that universe, if he's in that vacuum, this is a successful football team. Like, is there any metric that allows that if Casey Thompson puts up these kind of numbers, that Nebraska doesn't win 8 games?
What was his numbers last year?
24-9.
What was Texas' record?
Yeah. Well, this is why we have the conversation.
Yeah. It's hard to imagine. But
are you willing to this is the me and Rico thing, Kool-Aid or no Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Are you drinking the Casey Thompson with those numbers Kool-Aid, or is it no? I do not.
I mean, I think you feel really good about that, specifically with how you feel about the black shirt defense. Obviously, you'd have to hope the rushing game was there. I don't think that I would feel good. I'd feel like you're headed towards 8 to 9 wins if he gets that. The problem's not to me. If that happens, it's is that going to happen? Because
this is where
that offensive line kind of scares me a little bit.
Well, that's the conversation through all of this. Mr. Unlimited says Simple himself said anyone could have had 120 yards against Northwestern last year. No, they couldn't have, because they didn't. Not even from Nebraska in that game.
Ramir Johnson's your best running back all year, and he didn't.
Right? He did. Like, there's one guy, he did it. Like, we give people credit for stuff they haven't done. I'm saying, I don't know. A concrete fact is there's one Husker on the roster who ran for 100 yards against Northwestern. One. Adrian Martinez isn't here anymore. Can't use that as a metric. There's one. Ramir didn't do it. Irvin didn't do it. Then nope, didn't do it. So we'll find out. There's a lot to talk about. Again, it's open practice down there. Folks got some eyes on some things, and maybe we'll get. No. He said it on early break, and that was his opinion. But the fact is, and I like to speak to fact as often as possible. There's one Husker who ran for 120 last year.
DP, have you ever disagreed with Sipple?
Oh,
so that's not breaking news.
No. I ain't mad at him. It's his opinion.
No,
I mean, mad respect. Say what you say. But the facts are, there's opinion and then there's fact. There's one running back on the Huskers roster that rushed for 125 yards against 120 yards against Northwestern, and that was Jacques Etienne. We'll talk more about what we want to know, things that we want to know, curiosities on one-on-one.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The dog days of summer are here. Is your yard in need of a touch-up as we head into the fall season? August, September, and October are the months for aeration, and Penner Sprinkler and Lawn is the place to call to get the job done right. If you're noticing any issues with your sprinkler system through the hot summer months, they're always a call away, and they're already scheduling installs for sprinkler systems for next year and all other lawn care needs. Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn today at 402-413-1215. There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
What does continuing education mean to you? At Southeast Community College, it means helping you advance. Whether that's a fundamental course in accounting or marketing to help your business, or helping you become a better leader, SCC can help you take the next step. Financial assistance is available too. Learn more about our business development classes at southeast.edu/continuing education. SCC. Your path to personal and professional development.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Empire Fence and Netting in Waverly is now hiring for several positions. They're looking for a fence installer for both commercial and residential, for local projects, and ones that require travel. They also have openings for operators, dirt work, welding positions, and applicants with CDLs are very desirable. If you're looking for a locally operated business that provides excellent work for customers and great benefits and care for its employees, email info@empire-fence.com or give them a call at 402-682-7658. Empire Fence and Netting.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-4 466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Plenty of sunshine and plenty of warmth here for our Wednesday, topping out at 93 with a light south wind at around 10. Should see mostly clear skies tonight with an overnight low dropping down to around 64. The heat continues as we head into Thursday, a high tomorrow of 94, and by Friday, a high of 97. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to One-on-One. As a part of what we want to do on a daily basis is just to shout out and celebrate and elevate folks. Rubber Duck had posted earlier about having a son born 2 weeks ago, but they've gone through some stuff. And Rubber Duck, I want to say, bro, listen, we will put some stuff aside for you and the family. We'll set up a little care package, courtesy to folks from Beatrice Bakery. Just for the family, as you guys get together, it's something you can pick up and sit on the table and share as needed. I know we're going to be rooting for you and your young one and your wife as well. Just our way of saying we see you, we hear you, and we're rooting for you. So we're going to set aside some goodies from Beatrice Bakery for you and your family today. We're rooting for you, bro. Serious business. There's lots of stuff to talk about when you talk about Huskers, because again, there's so many unknowns, and again, they can be super talented and have all the pieces, but we don't know that they have the pieces, and we don't know if the pieces will fit. Right? We don't know. We just don't know. And while I can feel really good about the prospects of this offense, the reality is I haven't seen it. I have not seen this particular group under this leadership and under this guidance and under this development to know what it's going to be. And I am on the side of this. While I pay deep attention to the projections and what, folks have gone up and down and kind of said what they think the season is going to be. But as a coach and a player, I am only concerned about there's only one game. There's only one game. Like they had a big conversation about an article that said, well, the biggest game on the schedule is Oklahoma. And some folks said, no, it's Northwestern. It's whoever they play next first. And if you don't have a plan for how that game's going to end successfully, none of the rest of it matters.
Yeah. I mean, look at last year. You could have said, you could have said Oklahoma, whatever you wanted to say preseason, but large portion of people would say the Big Ten West, Wisconsin, Iowa. You got to finally get that off your back. By the time you played Wisconsin and Iowa, you were 3-7 and you already decided you fired coach. I mean, it wasn't the most important game at all.
Right.
By the end.
Listen, there are several things in play. I mean, I would imagine that I can't speak for Scott Frost, but if this is the season of my life, my livelihood, and it means that much, I want it done under the terms and controls that I want and need. I don't want to have to go to Dublin. I don't want to have to break up camp. I don't want to go a week earlier, right? Because, as you said, Corkin, there are guys on the sideline today who, quite frankly, would have had an extra week to get prepared and to be ready. I don't want to have to break camp and take all the equipment and deal with all the machinations of boosters and appearances. Look, I guarantee you there are people that are waiting to see him and meet him over in Ireland that he doesn't want to have to do. He don't want to greet with the people that are here. Right? So then he's gonna go over and you're gonna deal with international folks, some folks who don't know football, some folks who are just there to be there. And then there are people who this matters a lot to because it's the one opportunity they're going to get to see the Huskers or college football.
Yeah.
So if you don't know your roster and you don't know what your game look is going to be like, the last thing you want to do is add distraction to it. And I'm worried about it. Look, fair to say that Pat Fitzgerald's more settled into his position at Northwestern than Scott is.
Yeah.
Right? For whatever reasons, right? Even with similar results, but he's got a couple of recent Big Ten success seasons to kind of buoy him.
At Northwestern.
Right, at Northwestern, where, you ain't got to talk about what you used to do. You can talk about what he did there.
Yeah.
Right, so it's a little bit more comfortable for Fitz. But on the other side of it, I mean, if you're Scott, you're Coach Frost, you just want to buckle in. You just want to bunker up and get to work and find out who your people are and not have to deal with any of it. But the same thing applies. If you're Mark Whipple, do you want the additional distraction? This is time that you like all this camp to this point was base install. They get the day off tomorrow, and then come Sunday, they're in Northwestern mode. Right? So all of the scouting that was going to be done, like they're going to take whatever information they can get online, right? They'll go back to last year's game, and there's a list of things that they know that they can do from last year's game. But can you count on that? Like if you're scouting Northwestern defensively, you're only scouting on what you used to do, not on what you want to do. Now Whipple will go in and go, okay, from my system, this is what I think I can do. But Casey Thompson's never faced Northwestern with Whipple's system. Under Scott Frost and Mickey Joseph. I'll say it again. Casey Thompson has never played a collegiate football game in Mark Whipple's system with Mickey as the coordinator and Scott Frost as the overseer with the receivers that he has and the running game. Oh, by the way, with the new line, because it is a brand new line. This line has only existed for 5 days. Look, folks, you can get all giddy all you want, but I'm going to ask you the question. If the most valuable player in this thing, and I'm not sure who the most valuable player has to be, but it seems to me that if you went to a chalkboard and wrote down the things you could count on about this Nebraska offense, it's a short list.
Yeah.
It is a short list. Because if you go and say, you know what, I'm going to give Whipple credit for everything he did at Pitt. I'm going to give him credit for what he did with Pickett. I'm going to give him credit what he did in that space. But wait a minute. Are you saying that Pickett is Casey Thompson? Are you saying they're going to do the same thing, that Whipple and Pickett worked the same amount of time that Whipple and Thompson worked together? Who was the passing coordinator for Pitt last year? Okay. Do you have those dudes in the building? What was their favorite run play at Pitt? Which of the 5 running backs that Nebraska's talking about is able to copy, mimic, and be efficient in what Whipple wants to do on the ground game? We also have to say, well, who's the best pass catcher? Because in Whipple's system at Pitt, he had running backs who would catch 3 to 6 passes a game. So who's that going to be? And how can that be? Their downhill running game or their stretch run game, and there are 2 versions of it. That's what Whipple runs. Who fits best from the stable of runners that Nebraska has? And then this passing game for what Whipple did with Pitt last year with Pickett, a Heisman Trophy candidate. Like, he was actually there in the finals, and he actually put up crazy numbers. But question for you, who had better receivers, last year's Pitt team or this year's Nebraska team? We don't know. We don't know. Now, it could be better. And Casey could fit better with Whipple than Pickett did. And we would all throw confetti and have a parade down O Street if that were the case. But are you drinking that Kool-Aid? You believe that? We haven't even talked about defense. We haven't talked about defense. Because we want to talk stability of defense, but wait a minute. You just brought in 2 dudes. If you're stable defensively, what are you doing? Why? Because it's 2 players you feel like can play at this level and can play in this system. And that you don't have enough. Because you don't bring a player into a full room. If the room's full and competent, you don't bring anybody in. That's why you brought in 2 quarterbacks. The room wasn't full. Matter of fact, the room was really quiet. Running back room. 4 guys that toted it last year, and you brought in 3 guys that are part of the conversation. Allen's a part of, AJ's a part of the conversation. Grant's a part of the conversation. Like, you've got dudes. We're not, and Jory, I'm not writing anybody off. This is my thing is he says that Casey Thompson has a stronger arm than Pickett. NFL scouts may disagree. No one should crown anyone yet, but no one should write them off because of the past either. No, there is no past for any of this. That's my point. There's no past. We have no point of reference for any of the things that we're talking about because it hasn't existed until right now. And they got 2 weeks before Dublin, and we have no idea. We don't know. We still don't know who the starters are. Matter of fact, I would bet that it's a big day down there when whoever takes the field in the first day of Northwestern prep. Whoever takes first snap next week as they're fully in Northwestern prep, that's when you'll know who your starters are. And you just don't know. You got a bunch of dudes, but we don't know. And it'll be the first time we know what the offensive lineup is going to be under Mark Whipple, Mickey Joseph, and this roster. It's big goings on down there. And I don't know if they told them or showed them or anything. I don't know if they knew what to look for. But I'm a big fan of first snap. First snap, first hit. And as Jay Foreman said earlier, the media got to see the first 40 minutes. And Simple wanted to know if they were going to hit it, if they were going to bang a little bit. Well, guess what? The biggest thing that happens in football, the entire biggest thing that happens in football, and it was on every board of every team I've ever coached. Hit first hit. That is everything. And if you don't know who your hit men are, you are behind the curve in a gang war, bro. You're behind the curve. We'll close out 101 up next and set you up for the Captain Show for Sean Jackson at Wingstop 50th and he'll be there till 2:00. You'll be able to stop down there. Get your, just drop down during the break. See how many, if you can pump out 25 push-ups. Be honest. Like, don't tell me you can do 25 without actually doing the 25 and then text in. As a matter of fact, if you can do it during the break, I'll add cake to your ability to go down and win Wingstop. We'll do that next.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Please enjoy these next few moments of relaxation from Scott and Greg at Mendoza Family Insurance. If you would like to feel this relaxed about your home, auto, business, life, or commercial property insurance, please give Scott or Greg a call today at Mendoza Family Insurance.
The dog days of summer are here. Is your yard in need of a touch-up as we head into the fall season? August, September, and October are the months for aeration, and Penner Sprinkler and Lawn is the place to call to get the job done right. If you're noticing any issues with your sprinkler system through the hot summer months, they're always a call away, and they're already scheduling installs for sprinkler systems for next year and all other lawn care needs. Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn today at 402-413-1215.
Empire Fence and Netting in Waverly is now hiring for several positions. They're looking for a fence installer for both commercial and residential, for local projects, and ones that require travel. They also have openings for operators, dirt work, welding positions, and applicants with CDLs are very desirable. If you're looking for a locally operated business that provides excellent work for customers and great benefits and care for its employees, email info@empire-fence.com or give them a call at 402-682-7658. Empire Fence and Netting.
Hey, batter, batter, batter. Wings, splatter, splatter, splatter. Catch all this season's baseball action at one of your neighborhood Lincoln locations. Get League of Their Own wings, burgers, nachos, and ringers while catching all the action. Stop into Wings and Rings located on O Street in Meridian Park and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. Or place your order online at wingsandrings.com. That's wingsandrings.com. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
The weather in Nebraska is unpredictable every day, and that's no fun when you're trying to golf. Double Eagle Golf in West Lincoln is now open to let you play in perfect indoor conditions daily. Double Eagle Golf has 5 simulator bays to hit in, by far the most in Lincoln. It has a fully stocked bar with beers and cocktails for you to enjoy while you play. Double Eagle Golf is open each weekday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., so you can start the day there, take a client over lunch, or end the night with friends. Check out Double Eagle Golf today inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money, but like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to One on One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment of one-on-one, and then we'll hand it over to the captain show. A couple of things I want to get into. Paul, high five, bro. There's some cake for you, waiting for you here at the station. You popped out 25. Appreciate you, bro. Come on in here. Yeah. 60-plus club. Well, attaboy. Craig says he can do one. That's more of us than most. From the text line says, do you think we, Husker fans, don't have all these concerns or worries? We all know this experiment could fail spectacularly, but now is the time for hope and Kool-Aid. If the team lays an egg in Dublin, we'll have the rest of the season to dissect what went wrong. Couple of things in this. Yes, I think you have those concerns. That's why we're talking about it. It's a conversation. We all know this could fail, and it could also go right. We're just talking about it. Look, If for the last 4 years, every time I went to said restaurant and I got explosive stomach problems from it, guess what? When I go there the fifth time, first of all, I'm accepting the fact that I'm taking a risk and I'm making a decision.
Yeah.
If my wife made spaghetti 4 times and the last 4 times was not good, I would be an idiot to just sit and just expect. She goes, "Hey, new recipe, new noodles, hon, love you." Let's temper the excitement.
Might not be the ingredients, maybe it's the cook.
I'm all for Kool-Aid. Look, have your cool. Look, honey, love you. I just appreciate the fact you cooking for me, right? Like that's how. Like I'm cool with that. But yeah, I also am smart enough to know. Jory says this, and I found it really interesting. He goes, "What place is harder to play quarterback than in Nebraska?" Texas. I think Thompson will handle his business well. First of all, there is a laundry list of places that are tough to play quarterback. I don't know, Notre Dame, Texas A&M, USC, Stanford, Oregon, just for starters, Virginia Tech, Florida State. They're under a little pressure down there with quarterbacks. I don't know. Miami, I don't know. They got 3 coaches fired in a short period of time. Quarterback play is not just a Nebraska problem. It's not. But I have hope for it because this is my thing that a guy that put up 24-9 gives me reason to at least sip the Kool-Aid. And to me, he's a likable guy. Like he's putting in work. He's not like, he didn't show up and say, "I'm the king now. Let's go." Joe, yes, we have your cake for you, bro. Still sitting here from yesterday. So please stop by and say hi and pick up your cake. Yeah, I don't. My thing is this. In my heart of hearts, I want Huskers to go undefeated. Then it becomes a thing. And I explained this to Bach during the break. I explained to you guys now kind of where I am with it. At the heart of me, I'm a high school coach at my heart, at my core. And as a high school coach, I don't get to recruit. I don't get to do anything. Sometimes in several cases, I was brought in to fix what was wrong and didn't have any control over what was done in the past. But I had the responsibility to win this season. Sole responsibility was to win. And sometimes, guess what? Well, most of the time, because I was being brought in, it was a bad situation. Things weren't in good shape. They weren't. So you'd come in, and guess what? I had to win that year with whatever talent happened to be in the neighborhood that year. Whatever that talent was. And first day with the group, your eyes kind of cross. Because it's, oh boy, like I got to win 7 games with this. I don't have 7-win talent, but I have the 7-win job and a 7-win responsibility. So that's what I got to do. And it doesn't matter if I got to go with a freshman quarterback who had never taken a varsity snap to win those 7 games. I got to do it. If I have a 1,000-yard rusher, good. If I don't, I better figure out how to get some production out of the people I have. And the places that I've been, I mean, sometimes I didn't have talent, but the responsibility didn't change. So I think there's a way for coaches to have success, and there's a way for them to find their way into it. I just lean that way, that no matter I can either make excuses for why I can't win, or I can find a way. And if I want to call myself a coach, a good coach, even a great coach, you have to find a way. And I ask the questions because the way that you figure things out and the way that you make things better, have a plan. Have a plan for, okay, are we a run first team this year? Are we a pass first team this year? Do I have a star? Do I have a star defender? Do I have a stud linebacker? Do I have leadership? Do I have, stud center? All those things in place. Those are the questions that I have to ask. And so it's preseason. And as a coach, that's what I ask. Bach, what's up?
Mike called in and he heard you guys in Big Ten Media Days, and he's been wondering about this. So he asked me to ask you. He heard you guys say, and he doesn't know if you're being direct or this is a phrase. What does it mean if you guys have said, I guess he heard you guys say, coaches that don't put lotion on their ankles? What does that mean?
These are the folks who show up to work. They're polished guys and then they're unpolished guys. Both can win. I would think of Scott as a farm guy. I don't think of farm guys putting lotion on their ankles. They may. I could be wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Mel Tucker, polished, walked in, lotion on the ankles. Jim Harbaugh, yep. Ryan Day, absolutely, because he's got to cover the tan. So he's got to, he's been tanning that day. So he's definitely gonna lube up. Yeah, it's just a thing. There are coaches who I can't imagine Tom Osborne putting lotion on his ankles. It's just a thing. There's certain coaches who how they process is intriguing to me. You can be a great coach and do either. You just want to know who you're messing with. Is this a dude? There's some coaches that I want to meet in the closet. There's some that I don't. Right? In a dark closet where we got to have football discussions.
Yeah.
There's some coaches I want to be in that closet with, and there's some I don't.
So how about Pat Fitzgerald? Does he put lotion on?
Pat Fitzgerald. So PJ definitely puts lotion on.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he's got scented lotion on.
He's got something to sell
James
you out
Franklin, absolutely lotion. All of that. We'll throw it to break. We got to get out of here and set it up for Rashawn. He's at Wingstop. Don't go anywhere. Thank you guys for hanging out on One-on-One. Rashawn Jackson, the captain. Up next here on 937 The Ticket.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street, the official